G'day, doing a little bit of a different episode this week. Gonna go catch up with my friend Robbie at Knead Bread and Coffee out in Scarborough and just hang around and have a chat.
G'day, I'm Robbie from Perths, Western Australia, and I am the owner and head baker of Knead Bread and Coffee.
This is probably going to be the most awkward interview you've ever had. Thanks for having me today. It was super fun. Always like coming in and seeing how you do your bakering.
Yeah.
Bakering? As soon as you have a fucking camera pointed at you, it's just like there's a million people watching.
Yeah.
Essentially, like, you self-taught, right? Like,
Yeah, no, I've self-taught everything.
yeah.
Lots of trial and error at home, but
I mean, at the moment, you're doing a majority of the baking yourself.
all of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a couple bakers come and go, and that's the nature of hospitality, and that's, you know, people move on and have their own dreams and passions.
Getting to where you were with where you are now with Knead, like, how did it happen? How did you kind of start?
Like before the shop, or
Yeah, before the shop.
I really wanted to try my hand at sourdough. I'd worked around it, obviously, in cafes, and when we lived in Sydney, I was a barista at Sonoma for a while, and so I was just really keen. Like, I'd done a few bakery tours, and I just was enamored by the process, the lengthy process of it, what it takes to make something out of grass seed.
Yeah.
And so it had been on my mind to try it for a while, and then I just made my own sourdough culture and tried to make bread, but had no idea. I was just flinging flour at it. It was too sticky, and just keep kneading the hell out of it. And the first loaf was so dense. It popped up, but it was gross.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of back and forth. Like, I was baking probably every second day, and then it was just still shit. And I just wasn't getting it. And it wasn't until we moved to Perth 3 years ago that it went from trying to follow somebody else's recipe to creating my own recipe, and that was the shift. Recipes are cool and they're great, but when it comes to artisanal style breads, it's not really viable. Like, you can follow these guidelines and standards, but ultimately they're your hands, not theirs. It's different salt, it's different flour, it's different water, it's different bacteria, it's different climate, humidity, temperature, wind. All of these variables affect the bread.
Yeah.
And when I went from following a recipe to I'm just gonna add flour and water and keep mixing it until it feels nice and then leave it alone, that was when it just went from here to here, and I was like, oh wow, this is cool.
Yeah. I mean, obviously what you do is like a lot more technical. What I'm kind of trying to show on Fully Cooked, though, is that, like, you don't need to have all of the best shit.
You don't.
Like, you can literally start off. That's why with what I've been cooking, bar mix is like the most technology that I've used so far.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like recipes, like you were saying, you were hand mixing these batches of dough at the beginning.
Because I was hand mixing everything at home, kind of like that sort of French trough style.
For it.
And so do I, because you get to like touch it and feel it and make those adjustments. I mean, I fuck up all of the time. But like, I think that's part of it. That's what kind of helps you learn. And like, you're attached to the food then. It's not just like, put it in that black box, press the button, and the dough comes out. Or you know, like...
No, there's no passion behind it.
Nah. Yeah, and cooking should be fun. And like, it takes all the fun out of it when you've just got, like, there's no variables. There's no chance of things going bad. There's no chance of things going, like, really strangely right, though, either, you know? It's a wrap. Thanks, man. Yeah, give me more of that. What was this?
It was a 2-month-old Nicaragua.
Tasting yum.